He's here, everybody. The man you've been waiting for, Lars Knobloch. Nordic Home Inspections, Nordic Companies, all things Nordic. And in a cold, cold day like today, not even wearing a coat. Good morning, Lars. How tough are you to not wear a coat in this cold?
Got it. The Norseman, right? You don't wear a coat.
He just shows up, billowing chest hair and so ready to take on the world. Lars, you have been an ally of Hatch Realty and realtors and home buyers and sellers around the area for a long time. Talk to us about your inspection business, your background, and what you do now.
Yeah, so we started about 10, 11 years ago. Now we have a team of 3 inspectors that are licensed and certified. And we are finally able to serve more people. As normally in a busy market, we're not able to help all the people that want us to help them.
You've been the most in-demand inspector for the last number of years. I mean, you don't even know the amount of business that you haven't been able to serve, but you've ran 4 inspections a day that's 250 days a year. You're doing just yourself 1,000 inspections a year, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty close to that. We're doing commercial inspections as well and environmental assessments. So we're doing more stuff too. So that makes us turn down, or have made us turn down even more like home inspections in the past because we were doing other stuff too. But our capacity is increased now, and we had a crew of great inspectors that should be able to serve our community much more than in the past.
Lars, we talked at the beginning of the show. There are some people out there that are waiving their home inspections in order to win a bid, especially in other markets where they're competing for literally, they're competing for the house, but they're going against 10, 20, 30, or 40 other offers. What's your theory of somebody waiving a home inspection?
That's a tough thing. And I understand that people, they need to get a house and there's not a lot of houses out there. But waiving the inspection is a huge risk, even on newer houses. We could identify like potential major issues in newer houses as well as older houses, and it's a big risk. And most of the stuff we find is stuff that the owners themselves don't even know about. So how's the buyer going to be aware of it? Mm-hmm. They're not, and it's going to bite you in the end most of the time.
You said bite you in the end. Yeah? I thought you were going to get the sensors working here right away. Lars, waiving a home inspection is obviously a high risk. And then there's those people who aren't even selling and still do a home inspection. Why would somebody choose that?
As a seller, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many benefits actually to have a pre-listing inspection done that sellers are often focused on. Well, I'm not going to pay for the inspection. That's the buyer is doing that. Mm-hmm. But we can help a seller identify issues that's there and kind of guide them in the right direction to what's worth fixing here and not. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times when a buyer will have a home inspection, the request that comes post-inspection is typically this and this and this should be repaired by a licensed contractor. And a lot of it is stuff that a homeowner or a handyman could probably do on their own. So instead of spending a lot more money on the repairs, they could do it on their own up front.
I like that.
So, and the other aspect of it is we help the sellers with full disclosure. So we can provide them with a report. They can share the report with the buyer and say, here it is, full disclosure. This is all we know. The house is priced accordingly.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. And then you're eliminating any like post-negotiation afterwards because the buyer was already aware of the issues up front before they even put a number on the house.
Yeah, the buyer can move forward with more certainty in their choice because there is a liability on you if you are hiding, and you would never do it, right? But say an inspector who's licensed is hiding some facts, some material facts that the seller wants brushed under the rug. That report has to show everything. And I'll tell you, with the houses that I flip or the houses that I own that I'll sell, we have to provide a full inspection report if I've done a full inspection, and I do it every time. And so those buyers are able to go forward, and already you've gone through with a scrupulous amount of detail to find those things that are wrong. And that's really helpful, Lars. Mm-hmm. Right now, you told me that radon is like a hot topic. What is radon, first of all, and why is it so hibbity-hop?
Radon comes from the natural decay of uranium they have in our soil. And we do have a lot of uranium in our soil here. Mm-hmm. So most houses have high radon levels, and people don't know about it because they don't never had it tested before. And there's no short-term health issues associated with this, but if you're exposed to high levels of radon over many years, the chance of developing lung cancer will be increased. And now,
in fact, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States, right?
Yeah, after smoking, it is.
Yep.
Now the state of North Dakota and Minnesota is pushing this out to the public, and they're offering free radon test kits to anyone that wants it. And they're highly recommending people to go test for radon now. We're maybe been spending a lot more time inside recently too, due to COVID and everything. And now we've got the cold winter coming up. And one of the questions we often get are those free test kits accurate? And I would say yes to that, as long as they're done properly. As long as you follow the instructions and do what you're supposed to do, yes, I would say they are accurate. But it doesn't really work in the real estate transaction, because those homeowner test kits, it could take a week or two before you get the results back. And you can imagine, as a home buyer, you do your own radon test on the house you're buying, and it comes back high. The seller is going to be like, wait. How am I supposed to know that you did this right? So you want to have a third party, and with the test home inspectors it typically takes 2 days with instant results.
Okay, so if I'm hearing this correctly, if I'm buying a home, I need to hire a professional to inspect for radon. If I am not buying a home and I'm just a home seller and I want to test, I can get a free kit from my state.
Yes.
Okay, great news. Radon's a big deal, gang. It is one of those things that's unique to the Red River Valley. There's certainly other places in the country that have it, but we have very high levels of radon, and I'd encourage you to get that test done now. Now, I want to pivot here, Lars, before we run out of time. You've opened up a new opportunity for people that are hiring you to do an inspection, and you're looking at some crap.
That's right. We have always been encouraging home buyers to have the sewer line inspected. It's one of the kind of potential hidden disasters that no one thinks about, no one's aware of. And especially older houses, but I could also see it with newer houses, that there's a problem with this sewer line, and you're not going to know about it until you actually have sewer backing up into your basement. Oof. So we offer to have a sewer line inspection, where we send the camera into the sewer line all the way out to the city street connection, and then we pull the camera back, record a video, and take photographs. It's beautiful. It's really interesting. And we, most of the lines we look at are very dirty, lot of tree roots in standing water, that eventually will lead to problems. So, and the cost of replacing the sewer line is, although you can get it into specials, but the cost is significant, and ultimately it's going to be on you, the home buyer or homeowner, as whether it's on specials or not, right?
I mean, we're talking $8,000 to $15,000 on average for a sewer line, right? Yikes. You had shared you had a good story. I want to hear the good story, Lars.
Well, I have a story from about like 10 years ago or so. I was pretty new doing inspections. And at the time, it wasn't so strict with lock boxes, and when we do an inspection, we were like, the agents were like, oh, the door is open at the property. Just go ahead and do your inspection. So I went over to the house and did the outside inspection. Walked into the house. I was in there for a good hour and a half, and went on my way down to the basement, and kind of getting close to finish up. And then a guy comes down into the basement, and he was like, "What the hell are you doing in my house?" I was like, "What do you mean? I'm just doing the home inspection." Home inspection? I never ordered a home inspection. Well, you're not selling your house? I'm not selling my house. I just bought my house. So I did the inspection on the wrong house. I'll tell you, that screwed up my day. And
his day too.
Yeah, his day too. So, but I was started getting worried he's going to call the cops on me. I've been in his house for over 2 hours.
You're going to get deported.
Yeah, right. I'm out here now. So I took time and went through everything that was found during the inspection, and I gave him some value. So I think he was happy in the end. After all, he realized I wasn't snooping around in this.
What would that be like to come home and find a strange Norwegian in your basement?
I think that sounds like a beautiful thing.
Lars Knobloch of Nordic Home Inspections, Nordic Companies. We love having you in studio. Go to NordicHomeInspections.com, gang. Get connected with Lars and get all this stuff taken a look at. We're going to break, but in the meantime, head over to HatchRealty.com. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.